it's showing the same way to watching the Queen's Gambit Season 1, Episode 1 openings. Thank you so much, Natasha, for sponsoring this show. I know I heard nothing but good things about it when it first came out, and I just never got around to watching it, so I'm very, very excited to react to it. A reminder that, as with all of my reactions, if you are watching this at some point on YouTube, that means I've edited it, but the unedited version is up on my Patreon and went up in December and January of 2022 to 3. So yeah, let's go. You okay there? Does not seem okay there. This does not seem healthy. Everything's fine, she's perfectly composed. Late for an important match. A lot of men. Oh Lord. Oh my God.
Well, I'm sure she's gone on to a better place. And someday, you get to see her again.
It's a nice dream to have, isn't it?
Orphaned.
I would guess that, like most men who live around there, he was yet another victim of a carefree life.
Judgmental.
I also teach etiquette to the young ladies.
Oh, wonderful. I mean, it's different times.
Ferguson. Home sweet home. Come on, let's get you settled.
I mean, I know it's better than nothing.
We have 21
They could
girls
have
here.
a little bit more
All
privacy.
just as sweet as you. Come on, sit.
This poor baby.
Prayer and faith will lift you high. High enough for you to see a new path for yourself.
Yeah, the same God that killed my
think,
mother in a car
Elizabeth,
accident.
you're going
Wonderful
to find
God.
a much different life here. A better one than you might have had. And I'm sure that
You know nothing about the
you
life
and
she
I
would
are
have
going
had.
to be good friends. We have one more stop.
The drugs came from here? Jesus Christ. I mean, I know it's like a long time ago.
What's the last thing they said to you before they died?
Close your eyes.
I don't remember.
Did her mum do it on purpose?
If you do,
Oh
you let me know.
Lord. No wonder she kind of doesn't grow up well adjusted, given that this place doesn't seem like it's going to raise you well adjusted.
Take them both.
These poor kids. Any water? Dry swallowing pills is hard. No one is looking after this kid that they've just drugged? I mean, this place is obviously better than having nothing offered for these children. But it makes you very glad times have changed. And then it makes you sad to realise how far they haven't changed. Her mum's a PhD. I mean, I know I'm like predisposed to trust women, but I feel like the father probably was abusive or like treated the mother badly. But maybe she did just end up addicted to something and not in a healthy mental state, but running away from him.
Once I drive away, I'm not coming back.
So her dad was out there somewhere? She was smart. Is it safe for a kid to just wander off into this basement? This is probably a good time to say that I cannot play chess and I know nothing about it. Session has hooked her deeply. Hooked her quickly.
Will you teach me?
I don't play strangers.
I mean, kids, you shouldn't be talking to random men in basements, but chess is a relatively okay thing to be doing in basements.
Sweet dreams.
It's no wonder she's still reliant on the drugs now.
Be careful you don't get too used to that feeling.
She already is. I want to play chess.
I'm not a stranger.
Girls do not play chess.
It's a different time. No. I mean, obviously she keeps taking them and takes them in bigger and bigger amounts. She's definitely got an amazing mind, that's for sure. Just sneaking out now. She's learning.
You've got to finish.
No.
It's not how her mind works.
Lost.
You cocksucker.
That's not going to get him to play more
out.
chess with you. These poor kids. When I'm trying to sleep, I picture my favourite TV shows and I imagine the characters having dramatic, basically fan fiction. I don't play chess.
And stay away from tobacco and any and all forms of alcohol. I also
Yeah,
like to inspect my stool
this place
at least, 3 times a week.
is currently drugging these girls.
Not hard.
I mean, this is expanding her mind more than any of her classes are. She's getting better. Did you win? I don't know, Jess.
You're gloating.
I'm not.
She's allowed to gloat a little bit.
Where I just put the knight.
What to learn.
Squares have names.
If you play well, they have names.
He's taking her seriously as a chess player.
Show me.
She had to force him to take her seriously, but he is. I suppose chess is getting her through a hard time in her life. He sees a serious chess player in her, despite his sexist misgivings of the 50s.
Modern chess openings.
You're astounding.
She deserves to hear that.
This is Mr. Gans from the chess club.
Chess club?
We play at a club.
It's the first time she's played against a different opponent who thinks differently. I mean, she's playing both parts, but she's good.
I brought you a present.
Is she allowed? I mean, she fucking should be allowed, but in this place, will they let her take things like this? Oh.
Thank you very much.
I mean, she's more into chess, but you know.
Do you want another game?
Playing 12 matches at once. She's a prodigy, alright. It's a shame they got her hooked on drugs first.
And his mate next.
She's brilliant.
Say queen.
Queen.
I mean, yeah, she's gonna play the doll because she doesn't want it. I was gonna say, like, how would you have explained getting a new toy? Is she gonna be okay with how she plays chess?
I'm told that you've been playing chess with our custodian. With Mr.
Yes.
Scheibel.
Yes, ma'am.
A very
This is
kind
very
man.
irregular, Elizabeth. Can't have you playing chess in the basement.
Well, then you better let her play chess upstairs.
I believe we have chess sets in the game closet.
There's one missing.
New state law. No more tranquilizers for kids.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Is she gonna struggle at the high school because she doesn't have any?
They're still there. In the big jar.
That a
She's
fact?
9. And she's already
I
dependent.
didn't notice.
This poor girl. I just hope this goes well for her. I mean, clearly she ends up becoming a chess prodigy, regardless, but... She's giving her some pills. It's awful that she needs them. And that they just stopped the kids having them instead of tapering them off them or something. A normal school, the world she should have been in.
Do I start now?
With board number 1.
And then I go into the next one?
That's right.
You can do this. I mean, it's more than any one person should have to do, but you can do it.
What surprised me was how bad they played. There was backward pawns all over the place.
Look at this girl go. He wanted to shake these kids up and show them they're not all that, while also showing them a genius at work.
A few of them tried stupid mating attacks. But I took care of them.
Yeah, you did, girl. That's our girl.
Mr. Gans
Poor
taught me how to beat
traumatized
them all
girl.
in...
He's proud. It's just awful, isn't it? And they just took them all off them without considering whether any of them might develop side effects. Sweetheart, don't do it. Oh, Beth. What's her plan? Take a handful? That won't last her for forever. Oh my god. This is awful.
Elizabeth!
Mama?
Elizabeth.
It's not her fault. You got her addicted at 9. This was a very, very good first episode. I think it would have been a very different show in a lot of ways if you hadn't had that first scene where you kind of see her in Paris in the late 60s. I presume that's kind of going to come in towards the end of the show. There's some sort of big face down with some top dude with all the papers there. And you kind of already could see that while, yeah, she's doing really great with chess, her personal life and her personal health is not exactly doing great either. She's still addicted to the drugs that they got her on at 9. Which I think in some ways made it, you kind of can know that she's not gonna, you knew she was gonna get addicted to the pills the moment you saw them. But Beth as a character is fascinating and already intensely likable in the sense, you know, from the beginning where you just see this little kid go through this awful tragedy, be whisked away from one life into this weird, rigid life where there's no privacy ever, and all anyone ever does is talk about God all the time, as though that's going to fix everything. And they give you pills and tranquilizers, and then like an older kid that is looking out for her, but at the same time no one's really looking out for anyone because none of these kids have anyone looking out for them. And it's still true to this day that older children rarely get adopted compared to the younger children. Now obviously this was the 50s, I believe, so yeah, like things were very different back then. And I think it's actually quite interesting that they were made to stop giving the kids tranquilizers because people were like, wait, you're drugging kids? Maybe you shouldn't drug the kids. And I also love that this place that espouses all these Christian values and, you know, every other second they're learning about God and this and God and that, was drugging children. So it was hard to watch in a lot of ways. And then to kind of see that even before the accident, even before whatever happened to her mother happened, there were tragedies and turmoils in her life, and that potentially this addiction gene, or addiction, I don't know if addiction is a gene, but I think there's like a gene that makes you more likely to get addicted, like inherited, to kind of like if you consume a lot of alcohol, I don't know, but like her mother was clearly a little bit erratic from burning all the stuff in the middle of the night to, didn't the dad give her pills, or did the dad like try and, I don't know. Now again, we don't know enough about that situation. Was the father abusive and did that drive the mother over the edge? Was the father the kind of man that couldn't deal with the fact that he had a brilliant wife or something? But he still walked away from his family. He still walked away from what he viewed as an unsafe environment for his daughter. And I'm sure even in the 50s, a man could have got his kid back or got the police involved, though it would have made him look embarrassing. I hope we find out a little bit more about that, about her family, about what exactly was going on. You know, we learned enough in this episode to kind of see the unstable background she had, and you know, she refers to both of her parents as being dead, which, is her dad also dead now, or does she just mean, you know, he said I'm never coming back, so that's, he walked out, he's not here anymore. But the two key things I think going forwards, I mean, other than the fact that potentially the mother was also an addict, that the mother was a PhD level scientist, I believe, for science, yeah, so clearly very great intelligence is in her genes, and also the fact that the last words her mother said to her were "close your eyes," which suggests the mother intentionally drove the car into something, which obviously committing suicide is never good. It's never good for the people around you, it's never good for your kid, but committing suicide with your child in the car is especially devastating. And you just look at how vulnerable this kid was, and then she got taken to this place and given drugs. It's no wonder that as an adult she's still struggling, and especially when, you know, people still have quite a backwards look at addiction nowadays in a lot of ways. Yes, things are there's much more of an understanding of it being a disease, but people still look down on people who are addicted without considering wider ramifications and just how lucky they are that with all of the binge drinking they've done in their lives that they are not also addicted. But you could see how she would still be struggling when she's older. Now, the parts of Beth so those are the parts that kind of made your heart reach out to her and just want to give this girl a hug and take her somewhere safe. The parts of Beth that made you just want to like cheer her on was her instinctive, she saw that chessboard and it lit something up in her brain, wondering, what is that man doing and how does that all work? It was everything. And to see, I mean, it was sad to think that the drugs helped her visualize, but we have also seen she can do it without the drugs. I think it just, the drugs helped her in this grief, and then it kind of all got tied into her ability to play chess. And she's 9 years old, for Christ's sake. But seeing how quickly she picked up on chess without anyone teaching her, I mean, eventually he did teach her, but she's almost like quickly outpacing him, just consuming everything. And I think that kind of intelligence, not only just doing her schoolwork instantly, I'm really glad people have noticed it, and that she herself is maybe starting to notice it. The fact that at the end she's able to say, yeah, those boys were all really crap, and like he was supposed to be the best one, and now look at him. You know, she's still a kid, she's still a child in so many ways, and maybe the world will take advantage of her, but I think we've seen from the ending that despite any personal trouble she's going through, she's going to keep fighting to prove herself, and to prove that she is amazing and a prodigy and brilliant at chess, and I'm very excited to follow her on this journey. So yeah, I'm weirdly both sad and proud. And I think it was particularly hard to kind of see her lashing out a little bit at Jolene, and someone that has only kind of been friendly to her. I mean, admittedly told her to take the drugs, and you know, then when she was like, oh yeah, I saved them up and I really like the feeling, she didn't say anything about it. And in some way it was a kindness, giving her a couple of pills before she went on the trip, because she clearly was gonna like, I mean, maybe she would have been fine, but I think in the middle of withdrawal she was likely going to crash and burn in the middle of this thing that was one of the best days of her life. But then that same afternoon, or at least not long after, she is found breaking in. I mean, she clearly didn't think it through very far, but then she's also 9 years old and already an addict, and addicts will do anything to get their next fix. So yeah, I didn't expect the drugs from age of 9 when I got into the show. I knew it was about a chess prodigy, and I mean, it's fiction, isn't it? But if it's not fiction, let me know, but I'm pretty sure it's completely a work of fiction. But I knew it was about a young female chess prodigy and like breaking into, to a degree, a male-dominated chess field. I mean, even the club, the girl that came to pick her up was the secretary and the treasurer, but she didn't play chess with them. Definitely was good to see all those cocky teenage boys get taken down by a 9-year-old girl. That was fun as well. So I'm very intrigued to see where this show goes next. Thank you so much, Natasha, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.